yesterday. Right, let's get on with the action then from today. You can probably hear the bikes going past in the background. They are the Triumph 675 Daytonas, because it is time for the Triumph Triple Challenge now. Let's go over to our commentators for this one, and it is James Hayden. He sits alongside Larry Carter.
So championship after 11 of the 18 races for the Triumph Triple Challenge sees Luke Jones with a healthy advantage on 3 points ahead of Peter Ward. Ashley Beach is there in third position ahead of Tommy Dale, Tommy Haywood, Phil Atkinson, Tom Whedon, Freddie Pett, Piers Hutchins and Tommy Ward is the top 10. Ben Miller, Tom Stanford, Ricky Elder, Ben Taylor, Collier, Steph Waddleoff, Stimson, Lovell, Watling and Richard Stedman on just 5 points. Race 2 here at Brands Hatch, this time on the Grand Prix circuit after Friday's action on the Indy circuit sees Ashley Beach on pole position. Alongside him sits championship leader Luke Jones. Then we've got Tommy Dale, who's on the podium in the previous race, and Tom Whedon on the outside of row 1. Row 2 sees Peter Ward alongside Freddie Pett, Tom Haywood and Phil Atkinson, the South African. Row 3, number 78 Ben Miller, Tom Ward, Ben Taylor and Dean Stimson. And row 4 sees Jordan Watling, Piers Hutchins, Ricky Elder and Tom Stanford. So all set for a great race here in the sunshine. And James Hayden, looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I think so. I reckon we should be in for a good race. It was really tight yesterday, and you know, it's going to be interesting. Luke Jones has been the man, though, 3 race wins in a row, so he's definitely going to be the man that's going to take some stopping and leading that championship.
He is the championship leader. He did the double here when we were on the Indy circuit at Brands Hatch over Easter. And Alan Woods it is that holds the red flag aloft at the front of the grid. Luke Jones, the orange and black leathers with a white crash helmet, just looks towards the back. That's him, Jones, 82 on the crash helmet. Just waits for the pole sitter Ashley Beach to roll alongside him. And Ashley, who was second in the earlier race, just takes one of the tear-offs off. And a sticky day around the Brands Hatch. The full Grand Prix circuit as we're ready to go with round 12 of the Triumph Triple Challenge. The riders come under order. That's the right throttle hand of Ashley Beach. The red light on. And it's go. Who is it that gets the whole shot? It looked like it's a good whole shot for Luke Jones for the championship leader. Ashley Beach slots into second position. That looks to be Tommy Whedon, as well placed in the all yellow leathers. One of the riders runs a little bit wide in towards Paddock Hill Bend and heading up towards Druids for this, the first out of 10 lap. Phil Atkinson with the South African emblem on the crash helmet. 1 or 2 riders just sitting up a little bit. Now this is onto the left-hand side of the tyre for the first time. This is where they need to exercise caution. Yeah,
it is. You've got to be very careful, exactly as you say, Larry. It's the first left-hander they come to, so everyone's through it safely. That's the main thing. And they peel around and then they come onto the big start-finish straight. Remember, all these bikes exactly the same, so it is a one-make production series, same tyres, same bike, so it really makes the racing close. One thing they wouldn't want, though, is Luke Jones, the championship leader, getting out in front.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's done. He's making good his escape as they go up to 150, 160 miles an hour on the run in towards Hawthorne Corner, the fastest corner on the circuit here at the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, in towards the right-hander of Westfield before they then go through the roller coaster, formerly Dingledale, now Sheen Curve, and they go up the hill. And already the leading trio, which looks to be Luke Jones, Ashley Beach and Tommy Dale, just making a little bit of a gap as they go into the left-hander of Westfield Corner. No other pack wants to see this one.
No, it isn't indeed. And as you say, they're edging away. They've got that little bit of gap, a little bit of comfort there. And Luke Jones setting a good pace. He's very, very comfortable. He's had 6 wins this year, a couple of seconds, 4, so he's very comfortable out here. He's won more races than anybody, so he's really in such a good groove. And it's that form here, this form that he's in, that's giving him this chance to ride for HM Plant in the Superstock as well.
Yeah, the handling on these bikes, it looks like Tommy Dale runs really, really well onto the rumble strip on the outside of Paddock Hill Bend. It's like riding off the end of the world at Druids Corner.
Sorry, Ashley Beach through there, Larry. Absolutely fantastic.
He's closed the gap, hasn't he? Ashley Beach, the former British 125cc championship rider who was second in the earlier race. He's now got Luke Jones, as we've got one of the riders has gone down there, just trying to identify who that is. Rider perfectly okay. That is good news. That looks as though it's probably Paddock Hill Bend, and that is the number 50 rider of Marcus Court. Marcus Court it is that's crashed out on that one. Decidedly unhappy for that one, but it'll be interesting to see when we get the camera shot back whether or not Ashley Beach has closed the gap, and he has. If anything, he's almost riding pillion passenger on the back of the championship leader. The two former British 125 protagonists are now up at the front, dropping Tommy Dale off in that third position. And Ashley Beach now, well, he's done what he hasn't done all season long, James. He's gated, he's got away from the start, and that's been his nemesis.
It certainly has, and you can see his intent. He's caught but right up with Luke Jones, and made that little break, and he looks very comfortable in second spot as well. Both of those guys, you say, really nice styles. Both came from 125s, very compact, very tucked in, and really getting the best out of these Triumph 675s, which are lovely things to ride as well.
Luke Jones, who's doubling up on the HM Plant Honda in the Superstock 1000 as well. But he's Ashley Beach, has a look on the inside in towards Graham Hill, in towards Paddock Hill Bend. Can't do it on this occasion. Lap 3 out of 10. It runs a little bit wide, carries a lot of corner speed. Has a look on the inside up in towards Druitt Scott, and again not on this particular occasion. Luke Jones has it covered.
He does, but what he's doing now is Ashley Beach is putting him under pressure. He's letting him know he's there, and you just saw the first mistake that we've seen in May Hill race. He ran a little bit wide at Paddock. There you can see fastest lap of the race, a 131.8 for Ashley Beach. But he's just starting to ruffle his feathers a little bit, which is always good when you're racing. Just to let the guy not get too confident, not get into too much of a rhythm. Let him know you're there, keep hassling him. But these two are just definitely dropping off Dale now. He's a good second and a half behind Atkinson fourth and Whedon fifth.
Yeah, he's in no man's land, is Tommy Dale on this particular one. Tommy Dale, who finished third in the earlier race. Now we've got the Rat Pack, headed by Phil Atkinson, Tommy Whedon, but Dusty Miller in there as well. Good ride from him. Freddie Pett, under 66. Tommy Hayward and Tommy Ward rounding out the top 10. But that is a proper scrap. That's Tommy Whedon in the yellow-clad figures as he is heading the pack. He's in with the South African Phil Atkinson. Phil, who's only had the one podium to date. Rather disappointed by his standards, but the leading trio starting to now pull away. Oh, and he gets it very sideways, did Tommy Whedon into that one. Well, talk about shaking the head as he came out of Sheen Curve, and that's cost him time. And the rest of the pack now starting to gang up on him as they head in towards Clearways.
Well, that's incredible. This is a battle for fourth that goes all the way to 12 as Atkinson just goes up the inside there. So really it is such, you make one tiny mistake here and you really are going to lose so much. Great battles going on.
Well, Phil Atkinson, the South African, denoted by the South African flag on the crash helmet, now makes his home towards the south of the country. But this is a proper scrap. There's Freddie Pett in the black leathers having a look on the inside of the heat number 78 machine of Ben Miller. And it's the first time that Ben's really figured in this particular series. Not had an awful lot of coverage, hasn't Ben? But that is the battle. We remind you, for fourth position, headed by the South African Phil Atkinson. Number 2, Tommy Whedon, has a look on the inside in towards 30. No way around that time, but Miller around the outside.
See, one of the problems as well when you're dicing with this many people is you can't always take what is the best line, because as soon as you leave that door open, you've got like a guy or another guy scurrying up the inside. So as you can see there, Phil Atkinson being very clever, just moving to the inside. Whoa, that was Miller having a big look up the inside. I think he got it. Yes, he did. Well, so great move from Miller there, up to 5th spot. So that's great stuff from him, and that'll be by far his best ride of the year if he manages to keep it like that. But back at the front, this is the battle for the lead. We've got Luke Jones and Ashley Beach, and Ashley Beach once again, he's looking round, but he hasn't quite managed to find a way past yet.
Yeah, it doesn't. Is he sussing him out? Is he playing the waiting game? Luke Jones responded with the quickest lap on the previous lap. Now about to start half distance lap 5 out of 10, and it's the two former British 125 counterparts that are still away with it at the front. The 2007 British 125 champion Luke Jones makes a little bit of a mistake there as he ran in towards Paddock Hill Bend a little bit, and that, if anything, just invited Ashley Beach to have a look through.
It does, and that's the second time we've seen him make that mistake there, whether he's having a little bit of difficulty getting it pulled up there. Both riders did a 131.8 on the last lap, so they matched each other exactly, and they're the only guys in the 31s. The rest of the field are either in the 32s or 33s, 34s, so these guys, you can see why they're a few seconds ahead of everyone, because they are lapping quicker than everybody. They really are just a cut above the rest today.
Well, as we mentioned, Luke Jones does double up in the Superstock 1000. That means that he will have had a little bit more track time around the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit from over Ashley Beach, but Beach responds with the quickest lap at 131.8. Not a lot to choose between them, but again, Beach just having a look. Is he weighing him up on this one, James? Is he just sussing him out?
It's the $1 million question, and it's very, very hard to know. you know, he hasn't made a move, although, you know, each time that he does, they've definitely both got places in the circuit where they seem fractionally better than each other. And there's a tiny bit of concertina in that we're seeing, but you'd really half race distance now. They're about to come across the line when they come out of clearways, hit this turn here to start lap 6. So it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do, and really what he's going to want to do is when it comes to about lap you know, sort of lap 7, lap 8, that's the sort of time that we want to you know, try and get, you know.
Well, Beach did respond on that one, because it is a 1:31.6 for Ashley Beach on that particular lap, and if anything, Jones has just lost a little bit of momentum on that one. And Ashley Beach, the rider out of Oldham, he had a big crash in his super stock days, and he is there in that second position, looking for trying to get that. Luke Jones just hanging on to that lead with a couple of laps to go ahead of Ashley Beach. But Ashley Beach, he's got desires on this victory. He knows where Luke Jones is weak now. He's followed him for the duration of this race. They've traded lap times, and Ashley Beach, it's now coming down to judgment time as to where he makes his move. Will he do it with 2 laps to go? Will he do it with just 1 lap to go? But one thing is for sure, James, he's got to make a move.
He's got to make it. He's got to do it. And we've seen him do this before. We've seen him tail, but, you know, it's one thing to tail him. He's got to get that move past. And this is one of the best places to pass. Get a good drive out of here, not quite close enough. And look at that, Luke Jones just moving to the inside, just covering his line a bit there. And it looked like a couple of spots of rain on the camera, so maybe we've just got a little bit of that in the air too, just to add a little bit. Oh, this is a good run.
Well, he's going to have a look there. I think this is the dress rehearsal. This is the penultimate lap as they go in towards the 180-degree switchback hairpin of Druids. Gas it up in towards the left-hander of Graham Hill. He's defending his line perfectly. Is the championship leader, Luke Jones. We remind you, a prize in the British Supersport Championship is up for the grabs for the winner. And Luke Jones, he knows all about British Championship racing. That's exactly what he wants. This is the battle for 4th position with pesky Pete Ward in there, Phil Atkinson, Freddie Pett, Tommy Whedon is in there as well. Just dropping off a little bit, but that's the tall figure of Peter Ward that's caught the 4th position. Of course, they're just in no man's land effectively. Tommy Dale is 3rd position, and this is the battle for 4.
Well, Peter Ward's done brilliantly. He was way down in about 12th or 13th early on in the race, and he's come through and worked and worked and worked to get himself up to 4 spots. That's good from Peter Ward. He's won 3 races again this weekend, back at the front, and look at that. He still can't find a way round, but Luke Jones being very clever. Good defensive line.
He's defending every line into every corner. Is Luke Jones, the 23-year-old out of Hereford. He runs wide though. Is this the mistake? Ashley Beach has a look across to him, as much as to say that was my opportunity, but I didn't maximise it. In towards clearways for this, the penultimate time, as they're going to gas it a little bump.
This is better. This is better, Larry. He's got a better run, although look, he just goes in a bit hot and then loses it just over the bump. It looks like a quicker line, but it's not. Now you see a few spots of rain. This is the last lap, so what can he do? 31/8 each on that last lap.
Well, Luke Jones is expecting a battle. Oh, he runs wide off of the corner. That's not what he needs to be doing. Luke Jones defends on the inside in towards Druids corner. He clips the white line on the way in. If there is a little bit of moisture about, that's not what he needs to be doing. He's got to defend on the inside here. Luke Jones does exactly that. Ashley Beach, he's going to have to go the holiday route around the outside. Can't do it. Running place is overtaken now, running out. This left-hander at Surtees not in a position.
No, he's got to try and really get a good slingshot out of here, stay in his slipstream and try and pass him at the end of this straight. This is a really good passing spot. Got to get a good drive out of here. Luke Jones, though, he's not doing anything wrong. He is the Iceman. He just keeps it cool, keeps hitting his mark, and is making it difficult.
It is exactly doing all right at the front, and that's the irony of Brands Hatch. Sunshine on the back part of the circuit, raindrops on the second part. Now Ashley Beach, there's only a couple more opportunities in towards the right-hander of Westfield. No opportunity that time. Luke Jones just needs to keep it tight through Shin Curve, through the roller coaster. He's got it covered. One left-hander left, and then they run in towards Clearways. Luke Jones covers it on the left-hand side. Ashley Beach, now he needs to go around the outside. He needs to get the power on straight away now, which he's done. He's hooked up to the back wheel now, but Luke Jones again covers on the inside in towards Clearways. Don't think there's a way around, James.
No, he's not going to do it there. His best chance is going to be out of here. If he can get a good drive and maybe square it off, he's going around the outside.
Well, it's a brave move. He's got to square it back, and Luke Jones just sits the bike up, but Luke Jones has done exactly enough. Ashley Beach just dips for the line, but can't quite do it in time. And the 0.3 of a second is the winning margin for victory number 7 of the season for Luke Jones, as Tommy Dale should be coming home in 3rd. This is the battle for 4th position between Peter Ward, Freddie Pett and Phil Atkinson. It's got to go the way of Peter Ward ahead of the green helmeted figure of Phil Atkinson, with Freddie Pett in the black leathers in 3rd. Tommy Whedon should be next. In fact, it's Piers Hutchins who just gets ahead of Tommy Whedon. But Ashley Beach, well, he did everything right, but Luke Jones, that's why he's leading the championship.
It is, and it's just a shame that Ashley Beach couldn't find a way past. He tried everything, he followed in the whole race, but just couldn't make a move. So, but great stuff from Luke Jones. There's a reason this guy's been being looked at by the big boys, and why he's got this chance in the HM Plant Honda, and that is because he's been doing a very good job. He's not making mistakes, he's using his head, and as you say, 7 wins, 4 seconds and a 4th. What a statistic for the season for the lad.
Well, with just 6 races left over 3 rounds now, that prize of a ride in the British Supersport Championship is starting to look very, very good for Luke Jones. He is a British 125 champion. There's Tommy Dale. He's happy enough with that 3rd position. It's the 5th podium for Tommy Dale at his local track. He'll be happy enough with that one. But for Ashley Beach, he's now got to think, well, is this championship just starting to slip away a little bit beyond me? The gap now up to 39 points with just those 6 races remaining, and Luke Jones doing exactly what was asked of him here. It's another double at Brands Hatch for him.
Yeah, great stuff.
But in the sunshine, it was significant that we did see those 1 or 2 spots of rain.
And it looked like it was getting worse, didn't it? You could just see on that last lap. It's not bad, but it just definitely looks there.
And especially on a rider's visor as well, that will emanate, and I think it's raining that little bit more than what it was. So the result sees yet another victory, his 7th of the season for Luke Jones, with a 3/100ths of a second victory over Ashley Beach. Tommy Dale in 3rd position ahead of Peter Ward, Phil Atkinson, Freddie Pett, Piers Hutchinson, and then all the Toms, Tom Whedon, Tom Ward and Tom Hayward. Jordan Watlin, Ben Taylor, Dean Stimson, Steph Wadlow bringing her bike home to 14th, Ricky Elder, Tom Stanford, Jim Lover, Richard Stedman, Joe Collier and Nicky Wilson in 20th position. So with 6 races remaining, Luke Jones then heads the table with those 268 points ahead of Ashley Beach on 214. Peter Ward in 3rd position, and these 3 now a little way ahead of Tommy Dale in 4th position. Tom Hayward, Phil Atkinson, Tom Whedon, Freddie Pett, Piers Hutchins and Tommy Ward. And the rest, Miller, Stanford, Elder, Taylor, Collier, Wadlow, Stimson, Lovell, Watling and Stedman. A great start from Luke Jones. He got the whole shot and was never headed effectively throughout the course of the 10-lapper in the 2nd race of the Triumph Triple Challenge here at Brands Hatch. As the rest of the field filtered through, we saw Marcus Cork go down earlier on and waited about all weekend just to end up in the gravel. Tommy Whedon got very, very sideways coming through Westfield Corner. Phil Atkinson just followed him through there. And Phil Atkinson, the South African. Ben Miller had a look up the inside at Hawthorne, made it stick on that occasion. Wasn't to be later on in the race though, as the battle for the lead between Luke Jones made a little bit of a mistake as he went into Stirling's. Ashley Beach looked across and egged a little bit more power out of that bike, couldn't quite extract it. And in towards Paddock Bend, Luke Jones covering the line absolutely perfectly. And Ashley Beach ran a little bit wide there, lost the momentum as they came back in towards the arena. A little bump and settle the bike. And Ashley Beach tried around the outside. Luke Jones just managed to block him. And on the drag towards the flag, he didn't quite get it. Another 10 yards might have been a different story. So victory for Luke Jones, 7th victory of the season and a resounding championship leader.
And we are here with our 3rd place finisher, Tommy Dale. Tommy, a bit of a lonely race for you, really. Once you lost the toe, they were sort of away in front of you, but nobody could get close to you behind.
No, I mean, I started trying to follow Ash and Luke at the start, but just got away with them, and I see the pit board going up and up and up, and I thought, oh, I'm just that bit short than what they are today. I mean, boys rode great, couldn't stay with them, so I managed to get behind me and just bring it home in 3rd place. Really happy with that. I'd just like to thank my sponsors, Kieran Ann from 11KV Limited, Richie from Power to Connect, my dad, Steve, everyone who got the bike back together yesterday. So it's been a great weekend. Thanks a lot.
Busy weekend for everybody, but a great 16 points in the bag. Well done.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with that. You know, I just need to that little more now to catch Pete Ward. That's my aim for this year.
Pesky Pete, we'll let you go to the podium. Well done. Now, third place finisher there, Tommy Dale. Now, second place finisher is Ashley Beach. Ash, we've got to ask you about the move at paddock where you went a little bit wide there. It was just one of many. Did you enjoy the race?
Yeah, it was good, yeah. I mean, Luke's been quick all weekend, you know, you can't take it away from me. He's riding well. Not sure if it's a bit of different style between us both, you know. With me being on Super Sport, you know, you tend to carry a little bit more corner speed, where Luke's been on the Superbike, so he's like brakes later but don't carry as much corner speed and then squirts it out. So, you know, it's a bit difficult to get by because, you know, I'm out on my comfort zone when, you know, he's braking so late. So he run wide on the second to last corner, you know, a lap from the end, and I thought like, oh, I'm in here. And then obviously his was like moving around, you know, as you shift back a gear. Mine did exactly the same, so, you know, I lost an opportunity there. But no, you know, it's good to you know, just keep plodding away on the podium. You know, I can't complain about, you know, not winning every time out, but you know, we look forward to Cadwell and see what we can do there. You know? Right
up until the end there, as you were going into Clearway, so it looked like you had a plan. I mean, you were split across the line by 0.033 of a second, so nothing really between you. Was the rain coming down? Because it just started to very lightly rain. Was that a factor?
No, it was just, you know, just a little bits here and there. It always looks worse than it actually is, you know, on your visor. But no, the only place I did have a few looks was obviously on the last sector. You know, with them being a lot of corners there, a lot of flowing corners. I felt if I could get a good run through the fast flowing turns, you know, I could hold it to the line because I got a good run through all the turns, but it didn't come out as I wanted to. But, you know, another podium thanks to all my sponsors and whatnot. So yeah, we'll keep it on now.
Definitely keep it on. We'll let you keep on with the podium. Very well done. And now our race winner. Well, Luke Jones, you had to ride defensively but aggressively at the same time, and now you've taken your 7th win of the season so far. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels great. I knew I had to get off to a good start again, and me and Ashley have been on the same sort of pace all weekend, and I knew if I could get in front that it'd be difficult for him to overtake me, and as long as I knew if I could stay consistent, and yeah, so I made a few mistakes towards the end, just trying to make sure he stayed behind me, but I think, like Ash said, he was making the same mistakes as well, so now I'm just well chuffed with another win and extending the championship again, which is great. And just like to say a big thank you to KGD, Acumen, Bike Bits R Us, Alroy Helmets, just everyone's helping. Cheers.
It was a perfect way to thank them. Your 7th win of the year. Well, they got to podium. Well done. There we go then, that's our race winner, Luke Jones. As I said, 7th win of the year for him. He really is a tour de force in the Triumph Triple Challenge. He's heading on up to the podium now with the rest of them, and Larry Carter will take us through it.
Well, the Triumph Triple Challenge has been a wonderful addition to the British Superbike Championship, and Jones is the name. It's all about keeping up with the Joneses as far as this season's championship is concerned. The former British 125 champion certainly proving his class for that prize in the British Supersport Championship next year for the fully paid ride with Triumph for next season. What a cracking race though, the two former 125 riders, Luke Jones and Ashley Beach, making a cracking race at the start, but none of the other riders been able just to quite hang on to the back of them. So as we get ready to go with the podium for the Triumph Triple Challenge, round 12, we had a round earlier on in the weekend at Brands Hatch, and yet again it's been another great victory, his 7th of the season for Luke Jones, as he heads into the next round in a couple of weekends' time. But just waiting for the riders to come out onto the podium. 2 rounds to go at Cadwell, 2 at Donington and 2 at Silverstone, and it's 4 out of 4 at Brands Hatch. So there's Tommy Dale onto the 3rd step of the podium. He's happy enough with that. It's his 5th podium of the season at his local track. 2nd position then to Ashley Beach. Ashley took a couple of victories and 9 podiums to his credit now. But with that 7th victory, the championship leader, Luke Jones, onto the top of the podium yet again at Brands Hatch. As we with the presentation made by Andrea Friggi. Andrea Friggi, the marketing manager for Triumph and sponsors of the Triumph Triple Challenge. As Luke Jones gets the winner's trophy, 7 of them so far this season, 6 races to go, and he's looking to home in on the championship over the next few rounds as the champagne goes and the sunshine here at Brands Hatch.
Well, there we go. That's our first race of the day out of the way. We're going for a short break. When we come back, it's up with the Metzler National Superstock 600 Championship race. The man who leads the championship, Keith Farmer, has had a nightmare of it in qualifying, and he is on the tail end of the second row of the grid. We'll find out why when we return.